Tory Lanez is innocent in the Megan Thee Stallion case. He did not do it. Kelsey did it, says Tory's legal team, allegedly. Who do you think did it? If you think that Kelsey did it, say Kelsey did it in the comment section. If you think that Megan did it herself, which is one of the conspiracy theories, say Megan did it in the comment section. If you think that Tory did it, say Tory did it. If you think somebody else did it, say whoever you think did it. If you don't know, say I don't know. If you don't care, say I don't care. If you don't care why you're here, if you say I don't care, I'm going to cuss you out in the comment section because you shouldn't be here. Make sure you click thumbs up while you're listening to these details. Thumbs up, comment, subscribe. Even if you're just saying hi when you comment, I'm going to respond to every single person. Listen closely, please. Breaking news as of today, Wednesday, May 14th of 2025. Tory Lanez was just stabbed in prison 14 times, including multiple times in the head and possibly his face as well. Both of his lungs collapsed. He almost died. And now his legal team is like, nah, enough is enough. And I'm hearing that the evidence has already been presented to Megan Thee Stallion. From what I heard, allegedly, the DNA test came back and showed that Tory Lanez's DNA was not on the gun. And there were, I think, 4 other people allegedly. And if I'm not mistaken, allegedly, it was 2 men and 2 women. I think that's what I heard Tory Lanez say when he was on some sort of podcast. It was this dude and it was on YouTube. I saw it. I heard what he said, but I didn't take notes. But I'm pretty sure what he said was it was 4 people, 2 men, 2 women's DNA. He was not one of those people, according to science, which makes sense. I'm not saying anybody's guilty because I can't say that because Megan Thee Stallion is out here suing people. I'm not saying anything is definitely this way or that way. The only thing that I'm saying is allegedly his DNA was not on the gun. So allegedly, this is how things happen. Megan Pete's, that's Megan Thee Stallion's real name, Megan Pete's side was presented with information about the case recently, along with Kelsey Harris. For some reason, like maybe a few days or so later, Tory Lanez was stabbed in his cell like 14 times. And there's a lot of speculation about what the race of the person was that's going around online. Some people were like, it was a black dude, just like Tory. It was, you know, quote unquote, black on black crime. But the truth came out and it was some Mexican dude. Okay. So before anybody tries to play that angle and talk about black on black crime, which is not a real thing. And I've been saying this for years. There's no such thing as black on black crime. Is there such thing as woman on woman crime, allegedly? So apparently this guy named Bradley James is the bodyguard that was working for Kelsey Harris that night that the situation happened a few years ago. You know, the night where Megan allegedly got shot, but some people say that she stepped on glass or that glass somehow hit her foot, like the window in the car was shattered, or excuse me, SUV. And then it allegedly was cut her and she wasn't shot at all. That's what some people believe, allegedly. So allegedly, Mr. James said the following. He was there that night that everything went down. When it transpired, he was there as an eyewitness, and that Mr. Peterson, or Tory Lanez, not only did not shoot Megan, it was actually Kelsey that shot that little green gun that night. It was her with the leprechaun gun. Kelsey fired the gun 3 times. Daystar Peterson, or Tory Lanez, grabbed Kelsey's arm, knocked the gun out of her hand, and it fired 2 more times. He allegedly never touched the gun, which would make sense why his DNA was allegedly not found on it. That would make perfect sense. And yes, guns can fire. I remember there was one gun that I really, really liked. It was a 6-hour P360. And that thing, when it would fall, it would go off. That's, if I'm not mistaken, the Army has that particular pistol. And it's supposed to be a really reliable pistol, except for one flaw that they had to fix. And I never got it. I mean, after I found this out, it really bothered me. But when the gun would fall, if for any reason it fell out of your pocket, it may misfire. And actually, it was the 6-hour P320. That's the model, the 320, excuse me. They won the military contract, and then the gun started malfunctioning, and then people started to lose their faith in 6-hour. Shout out to that company, though. They do make very good equipment. Or as Professor Black Truth to say, power tools. But anyways, here's the deal, right? So Tory didn't shoot Megan, allegedly. And I'm just bringing up the 6-hour thing to show you guys that there are times where a gun can drop or fall and it can misfire. Because people are going to say, well, if he knocked the gun out of her hand, then how in the world did it shoot itself if nobody pulled the trigger? because these guns nowadays don't have safeties on them like that. They have this little thing on the trigger that they call a safety, but that's not a thumb safety. A lot of you guys are thinking that all guns have a safety like how an AR has one or an AK, the thing that you push up and down with your thumb. That's not how a lot of handguns are made nowadays. The modern day handgun does not have a thumb safety. That's not how they build them anymore. Figured I would say that for the people who are going to ask a lot of different questions about guns and whatnot. They're going to be like, wait a second, a gun fell and it shot by itself. Did a ghost do it and all this other stuff? No, but seriously. So according to Tory's legal team, not only did Tory allegedly not shoot Megan and the gun shot itself after Kelsey allegedly shot the gun 3 times, there was another witness during the case, and his name was Sean Kelly, and he was a non-party witness. And what he said is that he saw 2 women fighting. 2 women. There were 2 women there, Megan and Kelsey. He was an eyewitness and saw 2 women fighting, and 2 men were what? Trying to break it up. Allegedly, one man grabbed the other man's arm, and where he saw the shots coming from was from the passenger side. If I'm not mistaken, Tory was on the driver's side. Allegedly. And another important detail that was pointed out was that there were 3 potential suspects in the car that night. 3 people that they could have taken DNA tests for and whatnot, but they only took Tory's DNA. In other words, the case was about putting Tory in prison. Like he got 10 years for, now they're saying nothing allegedly. But the thing is this, though, they didn't check the DNA of the other people that were there, that eyewitnesses say were involved. They only took the DNA of one person. So allegedly, what Tory's defense is saying, basically the thing that everybody has been asking for years now, why wasn't Kelsey's DNA taken? But he did add this. What if, first of all, did they take her DNA, but just did not present the evidence to the defense? Did they not give the evidence to Tory's side? However, they did take it, because it's one or the other. Either you did take it and you didn't present the evidence to them, so then that way it could be a part of the case, or you did not take it. And that says a lot. I mean, why wouldn't you take the DNA for somebody who was there, who eyewitnesses say was involved in the situation? Really weird stuff, right? Like, was he being set up allegedly? Also, why wasn't Jaquan Smith, the driver of the SUV, ever taken for a DNA sample? Or was he, and the information just wasn't presented? Remember, if there's allegedly like 5 different people there, 3 guys and 2 women, and the DNA comes back and says 4 people's DNA are on this gun, 2 men and 2 women, and the person who's being blamed for its DNA is not on the gun. Well, when there's a black guy to blame, you don't have to do things the right way. You don't have to do things the ethical way. You can just say that black guy right there did it. I guess that was good enough. But protect black women, right? Looks like we need to be protecting black women from other black women, allegedly. And it's so crazy because all of these stupid people are asking stupid people questions right now. Like, why didn't Tory tell on Kelsey? Why didn't he say Kelsey Harris did it? Well, maybe the reason why is because it's not his job to do that. The evidence should have excluded him. See? Because the evidence points in other directions and not in his. Him saying Kelsey did it doesn't mean anything. Instead of you people asking, well, why didn't Tory say Kelsey did it? What you need to be asking is, why didn't they check the DNA of the other people that were there? You're over here victim blaming him because he's a black man. And you're like, yeah, well, he should have did this and he should have said that. Instead of asking why the people who have all of this money behind them, the people who our tax dollars pay to do the right thing and to do the job well. And for some reason, these people just basically threw out all protocol, allegedly, and went and did something that they should have not done, which is essentially exclude multiple people despite witness testimony in the fact that, hey, there were other people there, period. Common sense says if there are 5 people in a situation, 3, 4, 5 people, right? And people's stories are conflicting. You need to have as much evidence as possible. DNA from everybody. Is there any surveillance footage? And that's another thing that people are not talking about, which is not spoken about at the press conference, is this rumor that there was a young Chinese teenager. And this young lady was allegedly walking around that night. with her cell phone recording what happened, but her family allegedly did not want the video footage to get out because they didn't want her name being put all up in it and stuff like that, which doesn't make sense. I would think that the police could just take it from her and do whatever they want. Like, put it out there if that's what they wanted to, give it to the press. You know how stuff happens. But then again, if Tory Lanez was railroaded the way that he was, there you go. Allegedly, it seems like as if this is a huge cover up. This is allegedly a huge problem and a botched trial, allegedly, where there were dozens, maybe even hundreds of people who are complicit, allegedly. If you really think about it, it sounds like the police, the media, the prosecutors, lawyers, doctors, and other medical personnel have allegedly colluded with each other to botch the case and sell the public a narrative, allegedly. That's what it seems like. I'm not saying that that's what it is, but if you look at the evidence and what was presented, what was not presented, and the overall tone of the case was like, yeah, Tory did it. We don't even need to have a court case. Just hang him right here, allegedly. Everybody's going to say what I'm about to say sounds racist, but black women, hey, you're talking about how you're not protected and all these other lies, and we see what happened with Tory. I mean, when does something like this happen to a black woman, especially a high-profile, rich black woman of Caribbean, African, Black American, and when I say Black American, I mean not African or Caribbean, okay? Or any other group, Black, Latino. Have you ever seen this with a rich, prominent black woman of any ethnicity? Some sort of situation happened. They were like, yeah, she's guilty, and we don't need to look in any other direction. I'm talking about a shooting case. Have you ever seen anything like this before? Of course not. Well, black women are not protected. See, this is if black women are something beyond protected. It's as if black women are, I don't know, like a part of the system or something. It's as if black women are colluding with non-black people to go after black men and then lie in the media it's as if black women were a part of the system the whole time. It's as if it's all one big conspiracy. And in fact, saying black women aren't protected is also a part of said system. It's as if it's just all one thing and they're all working together from the same playbook. Remember Rhoda the Brick Lady? But anyways, I digress, guys, because it's over. It's really over, guys. You really don't understand. You have these people who are out here promoting propaganda against black men, trying to make black women victims, trying to make American women victims in general. All these lies like women are in danger just by breathing. A woman is in danger. A man might pop out of nowhere and all that. It's just ridiculous, stupid stuff. All of the, the bed winching. Like literally all of it is done, guys. It's really over. Feminism, all of it. It's done. Everybody got away with lying on black men and everything that happened. Everything is reversing right in front of your eyes. You're going to wake up and some of your favorite content creators, these women that go around bashing men, particularly black men, they're going to have their social medias and all types of stuff just deleted. People are going to jail. A lot of women are going to get arrested over the next couple. It's about to be something out here. Everybody's going to be shocked. Mouths gaped open. Chin on the floor. Looking like cartoon characters. No, you're going to look like Ghostface from Scary Movie. The Scream mask where the mouth is all long. That's what y'all about to look like. Everybody's going to be so shocked. Like, I can't believe. And women are not being believed anymore. Particularly black women. It's over. This is just the beginning. And how is Liar Gang? All of you liars, all of you agents in the Matrix. And I heard this before, this term I'm about to say, because Al-Qaeda has nothing on Al-Qaeda. Because black women actually work with the media to work against black men. But it's coming to an end. And it's going to be glorious. Because you're finally going to have to answer for all of the lies that you told at one time. It's going to be a very big case. It's not just going to be like, hey, you said something wrong about this black man and we're offended. No, it's going to be like, look at all of these accusations that you made against black men. Everything is just adding up and it's going to be looked back into for decades and decades and decades. They're going to be like, wow, you have like the racist clan types, black women, the media. They're all as if they're just one voice, like they're all the same thing. The whole system is full of people who are just basically lynching black men. That's literally what this is. Lynching. And I want to know what some of the members of Liar Gang are going to say. How are they going to spin the story? What are they going to say? Well, Tory should have done this, that, and the third. You know, the gay dudes and the black women that work together and everything, and the Tisa Tells and the Yannis, Cynthia G, all of them. How are they going to spin this? This is like maybe a year or two ago. I'm going to tell a quick story right before I say the secret password in this video. This is like maybe like a year or two ago. It might have been 3 years. I don't think it was quite that long. I think it was more like a year or two. I'm up on Instagram Live. Not going to say whose live I was on, but somebody who might end up being the president one day. And it was a political chat. And this person is on the left. They're a Democrat. If I said who this was, everybody knows this person's name. I said something in the comments to the effect of, yeah, feminism is over. And somebody direct messaged me. And I said, is this person some sort of like agent or something? But the person messaged me from a blank page and was like, what did you mean when you said that feminism was done? Like as if what I said was some sort of threat or something. I said that feminism is done, as in y'all doing stupid stuff like what happened with the Tory Lanez case and all this other stuff. People are about to just not believe women. Everybody knows that women have easier lives in America than men do. I mean, you literally could not pull off a case like this if this was in reverse. You literally could not do it. The media would not be on your side. The prosecutors would not be on your side. The law would not be on your side. It just wouldn't work. There would have been riots. No woman would have been able to go to jail like this for 10 years without them getting the evidence that was needed in order to have a fair trial or even a remotely fair trial. I mean, this whole thing was like, hey, from the beginning, Tory's guilty, so case closed. He was treated as if he was guilty from the beginning. And he was on a recorded line saying something like, I'm sorry or whatever. Like, and all these idiots keep saying, well, he said that he was sorry because he was saying he was sorry for shooting Megan. The dude was messing with 2 women at the same time and allegedly was hollering at Kylie Jenner that night. Maybe he was apologizing for being loose. Maybe he was apologizing because he was messing with multiple women because he's a cheater. So you're going to sit up there and ignore those facts and act as if he was apologizing for the shooting as if nothing else was going on? You people can't be that stupid. It's not like he said he was sorry for shooting her. He said that he was sorry. He didn't say what for. You have to kind of piece together. You have to look at the context of what was going on. There was more that was going on other than the gun going off. There was a fight allegedly between 2 females. He was allegedly dealing with both of them. And allegedly, some would say, trying to holler at Kylie or Kylie's hollering at him, or there was some sort of flirtation that was going on, allegedly. So there was multiple women that were involved in a situation that has to do with infidelity, or at least the accusations of infidelity. And allegedly, that's what the fight was over. Him seeing multiple women, him being a 2-timer or whatever, allegedly. So while everybody's acting dumb and they're like, well, he did apologize. Yeah, but what did he apologize for? What was the reason he apologized? The Liar Gang is like, well, and when I say, I'm not just talking about YouTubers, I'm talking about just society in general that's against black men. And I notice everything's reversing and everybody's going to have to answer for all the things that they said and done, including people who are making these lists and whatnot, because they actually have lists of men who basically said things that they don't like about women. And when I say they, I'm talking about like, think about it. The people who are in charge are making sure that things don't go wrong. They actually have lists of men's names, like podcasts and stuff like that. And, you know, because I have received a weird comment. Don't worry. It'll be handled in court later. But I have received a weird comment one time. Something like, yeah, you're a part of the manosphere. And I was like, the guy talks about love and hip hop is a part of the manosphere. Why don't you ask someone who's a self-professed part of the so-called manosphere, whatever that is, and ask them, say, you see that guy right there who talks about big booty, light skinned women? I'm from love and hip hop and stuff like that. Is that guy a part of the manosphere? And they're going to look at my content and be like, first of all, who is this guy? We don't know him. And as far as him being a part of the manosphere, he doesn't qualify. Actually, those types of guys have called me out for certain things that I said, where they were like, what is this guy talking about? Like, give women your money and stuff like that. Like, that's crazy. I've been called a simp too many times to be a part of the manosphere. But that's the type of games that these people are playing out here. They're doing this whole thing where these think tanks and these people with money, talking like big money and agendas, are sending people out here to post comments and planted news stories and whatnot that defame people, but not just individuals, but whole groups, particularly black men, specifically black American men. But in Tory Lanez case, he's a Caribbean from Canada, so he can get it too. All in the name of, quote, protecting black women and all these other falsities. And I just realized it's been 20 minutes, so I gotta hurry up and wrap this up. But long story short, everybody's gonna answer for all this crap you've been doing. And it doesn't matter who you work for. It doesn't matter what letters are on your badge or your shirt or whatever. Like, things have gotten to a point where people are going to jail for no reason, while you agents are getting free immunity to do, it seems like anything, even shoot at each other allegedly. I'm just speaking in general here with what I'm saying, but it's really interesting and it's really over. You people did too much. And let me point something out real quick. Cassie was allegedly this innocent person. She was a victim of Diddy, allegedly, right? And then they turned around and somebody had to go up on the stand during the Diddy case. And they were like, yeah, I did some stuff with Cassie, some private, intimate stuff. Notice the words in the letters I'm using, private, intimate stuff, PIS. And the person said, well, Cassie told me to do it. So here this person was up there, put on the stand allegedly to help Cassie. And they basically told the truth allegedly by saying, listen, Diddy didn't tell me to do this. And she wasn't forced to do this particular thing. This is something she told me to do, allegedly. And I heard that she also paid him, not Diddy, allegedly. So this whole narrative that women are these victims and that men are always guilty and everything, you're seeing it crumble before your eyes. You saw what happened to Rhoda the Brick Lady. Nice mugshot. Onaja Robinson over there in Pakistan. Nice mugshot. Black women, it's done. There's this nonsense about black fatigue that's going around right now. That's the new trend, and the lies that were being told about Carmelo Anthony and his family. All of you people are going to have to answer for this stuff. The law has been misused for years. And it's over. Let me know you made it until the end of the video. The secret password to say in the comment section is free Tory if you think that he should be freed. Lock him up if you want to see him stay in there. Arrest Kelsey if you think she did it. If you think that Megan lied, say Megan lied. I need to know everybody's opinion about the situation. It's interesting because Milagro Grams is being sued right now. Mob Radio. Yeah, she's being sued by Megan Thee Stallion. And I can't wait to see how this all plays out in court. And I hope they show parts of that conference. I hope there's cameras in that court, or I hope it's done by webcam. I hope that we can see this. And I hope that they play that conference where these people are pointing out the inconsistencies in the story. I would love to see what Megan has to say about it. I left messages on her social media. She has not said anything yet. I don't mean private messages. I mean public comments, I should say, because I know how these people who are misusing the law are. They'll mess around and just lie and say that I was, doing something like that. I messaged her. You harassed this person, or you know how people are. People are such liars. But all those lies are about to come to a head because people have gone too far. But anyways, make sure y'all click thumbs up, subscribe, choose all notifications.